Good morning. Happy Sunday, October 25th. I'm Dominic Grant. Let's get into it. Week 3 summary. But this is not a summary. This is, oh my God. This is, I want to do this business, but at the same time, I can't afford to not have a steady income stream. So what am I to do? So this is where we at. And this is where I think a lot of people like myself and a lot of people who can start businesses or want to start businesses fall into this dilemma where they get trapped and they don't make a movement. So me being no different, like as a person who was employed for 20 plus years, 18 at the last location that I was at, the last company I was employed with. Most people, they have this balancing act. They have a pool of money where they're theoretically they put more into it, but taking their monthly expenses out. And every time it's supposed to be, you never take all of it out. You're supposed to be steady building. When you self-employed, when you're owner of the company, you don't know when you're putting that money in. And that's very, very, very scary. I can tell you, especially as a father, a provider for his family. So that's, this week is about like, damn, I keep taking out the pot, but I'm not putting stuff back into the pot. And how I'm gonna deal with that. Number one, that's a psyche thing, because you should know now money gonna come in at a different rate. Now you just used to it coming in at a certain rate, but now you're gonna get chunks out of it at a time when you start getting chunks. Right now, I'm not getting any chunks. So I have this pool of money, which I have liquid, that take me to the end of the year. Then I have assets that are not currently liquid that, if needed, can take me for years to come, based on investments I had made in the past. So my thing is, as a older gentleman, I'm saying this because I should have started when I was a kid, went teenager to early adulthood, when you can, take those lumps. You can afford to fail more, so you can have this thing right by now and get used to, making your own way. But now I have a family, I have a son to think about that at all times. So, it's only so much flexibility I will allow myself to have without putting him in a situation. It's not his fault, or his mama's fault that I had to change the mind and saying, you know what, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to do this myself. It's not their fault. So they can't be penalized from any decision, good or bad, that I make that will cause them to live less than what they've been previously living at, or at a cost of living that they have been used to and was attainable to them, just because I decided, hey, I want to do something different. So that's always in my mind. So this week 3, is when I, all right, let me think to myself what I need to do to make sure that I have them covered no matter what I do. And I made some decisions. I did some things. I locked down a pool of money. So that's one part of it. The second part of it, which should be normally done beforehand, when you're making this type of transition, when you used to making 6 figures, and now you like to making zero figures. You go to six figures to zero figures. So we all are used to living in a certain way, you know. So I was living that way, you know. I'm spending around 5,000 a month. It's just to live. I like things. I like to do things. I like to go places. I like to travel. So my average just monthly expenditure was about 5,000. So that was one of the first things I had. I was like, well, shit, I ain't breaking no money in. I can't continue this. So I looked at all that I was doing, looking at all my spending and seeing what was the minimum amount that I needed to survive. So basically, to sum up, get your debt as low as possible. Get it to your main expenditures that you have to. For me, it'd be mortgage, insurance, and, you know, unfortunately, Sally Mae, right? But during COVID, you don't even have to pay Sally Mae right now. That's all I want to spend. I don't want to spend no car note, none of that. So I need to pay off any debt, any credit cards, anything that ain't got nothing to do with the business. So that's one, get that low. Then have a plan of how much money it's going to take to get you to a certain point. And you know, you should plan using the worst case scenario, not the best case scenario. Just like, let's just say it's going to take me, I'm doing contract work with the government. So a normal contract, 3 years. I know some key contracts that I want to focus on. They still 15, 16 months out. So I need to be able to be free and flexible for the next 2 years. I can't do that having a full-time job, because that's when it's like, man, you shouldn't quit your job yet. I couldn't work my thing. You know, I was the director of operations, but that's like a 12-hour-a-day job. So I need to be flexible for that time period. I need to adjust how I'm accustomed to living like a brand new business owner. I have to get everything from scratch. Have to convert everything. So that's what I did for you, and just some things that you can do in this time frame. I think there's a lot of things that people can do once they get their debt to its lowest points. You know, you got all these gig jobs that they call it, that you don't have to have a schedule at all, but you can go make your minimum amount of money for the month. You know, Uber, Lyft, they got these little moving companies, they got these little agency jobs that, you know, substitute teaching, all these things that you can do to make your minimum amount of money so you can stay flexible and stay ready to take care of an opportunity as it comes up. Because that's, to me, at the end of the day, who's going to outlast, or who's going to have the ability to take advantage of an opportunity is the people that can remain flexible and be open to say, hey, this job come up, they need a person. This thing gonna last for 6 months, or it's gonna last for 2 days. But you know, you're gonna make 20, 30,000 in that time frame. You can't be tied, or you can't give your word that you're gonna do this, take a job and be here, because that's all you got. All you got is yourself. So you have to be a man of your word, a woman of your word. So you got to be flexible. So that's where, you know, that's why I felt it important to talk about, like, yeah, that's going to be the most scariest part. How do, you know, I'm going to a situation where I'm steady pulling out the pot, not even living how I normally live, just to pay, you know, the mortgage, the car note, the insurance. When normally I'm used to paying, putting more in the pot and just taking that minimum amount. Now, and you know, still do the things that, you know, I like shoes, you know, jewelry, this, that, and the third. But now I have to be totally different. And I have to do this with an unexpected time frame on when I'm going to be able to contribute and how much I'm going to be contributing, because each contract going to be different. And so your whole way of budgeting has to change. You know, my son college account, you some putting money in this time frame now, it's going to be better and worse because one, I can put the max amount into his IRA at one time based off 1 gig. So how I spend my money is going to be different. Now I have to remember something that was on the schedule. I say all this to say is, look, it's going to be freaky. People going to be freaking out. It's like, wow, you were getting paid this amount of money and you just said, forget it. I'm out. I'm done. To take a gamble on yourself. You're not going to have a lot of support when you make that decision. But it's okay. I want to encourage you to know that the reason that you in your situation, the reason why you succeeded thus far is because you're not like everybody else. So it's okay if you don't do what everybody else would do. So while they encourage you to do this or look at that or hold on to something that's hurting you, you gotta follow your own gun, stick to your own mind, and figure you out another way to achieve, because you have been achieving your whole life. This is one more thing you will conquer. You have conquered everything else to get you to this point. You will conquer this as well. Just hold on, work hard, do what you need to do, believe in you. Even when nobody else believes in you or nobody else agrees with your decision, that's okay. Because you got you here, you will get yourself there, and you will continue to grow. So I know this one a little bit longer, but I just want to encourage you guys. And yeah, I worry about the same stuff y'all worry about too. You know, I don't have a pile of money just sitting around here. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm a hustler. And when you walk out, they use the term walk out on faith. And that faith is in yourself, because God worked through men and women. You gotta work. Sitting in the house watching TV, playing video games ain't gonna get you no money. It never have. It's all you all the time. Y'all be easy.